Okay, guys, so let's look at this. See what we're doing here. All right, so this is what I like to do, guys. Select everything, solution off. Turn the lights off. Let's figure out what we want on. I'm going to start fishing. Okay, I know that's the array. So you want to keep your stuff organized a little bit. That's one of the lines, right? I can see they go into the curve there. So if I wanted to figure out which ones I need to turn on, I can just do that. And fish them back. All right. We're missing the very original line, which I assume is that one. Okay. So there are my original lines. And let's go ahead and find where we're starting to looks like it's happening down here. Okay, that is the, I assume that's the vertical element. Okay, we have a curve that's embedded. Assume that's down here somewhere. There it is, right? We're orientating that XZ, so he's setting up an XZ, right, which is relating to that profile. When you're working in 3D view, guys, it's easier to put this in parallel so you can zoom in and out really fast. So you're not isolated, because if you're in perspective, you're like zooming in like in perspective. Now I can tell you right now, your piece is goofed up here. So let's fix that. You guys see that? It's not closed. So we'll go ahead and we can do a line. Sorry. Try and trim that, see if it's going to let me. There we go. And then we'll join this. So now it's one closed P line. All right. All right, so that's that guy. Let's go ahead and reset that. It didn't like me messing around with it, so the curve is having some issues. Set one. Pick that again. So I'll clean it up if you're seeing an error. So we're orientating this piece, and he's working on. We can see the P-frame. So typically always work forward. So the P-frame here. So he's doing this first line here, yeah. And then he has his list item, right? So let's turn that on, turn this off. Okay, so that's that one there. You see it's orientating it here, right? So there's a couple things that are happening that maybe it's not what we want to do. It's upside down, right? So how do I fix that? We could flip the line, right? We did the flip last time. Flip curve. Oh, make sure we flip the curve, not the P-frame, sorry. So that goes in front. Still goofed up, what I can see, but... Oh, no, it's fixed, sorry. It's fixed. So now we can switch this to 1, right? So we want to make sure we're using a number slider here. That's probably not going 1 to 100, and it has to be integers. In this case, we just have 2 possibilities. So this should be 1. So now it's at the start, right? I think this thing is like upside down. Let me flip it right side up. All right. Okay, so it's in the right spot now. So the orientation is good. Now we have the extrude, right? We want to extrude it. And now we want to extrude it along that line, right? Let's turn that on. So we can see it's not extruding the right. Something's really going awry here. So let's take a look at what's happening. I'm going to plug that one in. So that's the line. We don't want to use the flip. We want to start with the original line because that's the direction. So this is the correct extrude now. So if we rotate this piece, it's going to follow. Okay, you were close, but a little bit off, right? So now we can take this, and we were able to, if we make another array here. So I'm doing 1 for the lines and then 1 for the geometry. And if I turn that on, we have the array, right? So that's just for the geometry. It's using the same settings as the lines. So you were going to do this, right? We're doing this for the entire thing, and then we're going to talk about producing a drawing that sort of represents the action of this piece. So this is where we have to start baking, okay? Well, before we bake, we have to make layers. So this is the last part, guys, so pay attention. So we have different layers. So you don't want to just take this thing and just bake it on anything. So we're going to take our final array, and we might say this is umbrella, and it's maybe at a certain percentage open, right? Maybe it's at 50% open. So 50 open. The reason why is we're going to move our number slider to a certain position. So that might be all the way open, that's all the way closed, maybe 50% somewhere in the middle, like so. And we're going to bake it and bake it on that layer. Umbrella 50 open. Hit OK. And then if I make another layer,
You bake the array?
I bake the array.
And so you right-click on the
Right-click, bake.
and choose bake.
And then you select the layer.
Layers active.
Yeah, you even have to be active. When you right-click and say bake, it asks you what layer you want to bake it on.
Okay.
So then I move it, say, to open. More open, at least. And then I say layer, I'm going to rename that to umbrella 100 open. All right, so that's 100% open. And then I'm going to rebake it. So I'm rebaking it in the different positions. And then if I close Grasshopper, I have these 2 geometries. Then I can turn them on and off, right, where I see one on or one off. So after I do this, I'm going to go to View, Set View, and Isometric. And I'm recording this, guys, so I'm going to set it to northeast. So I want to work in an isometric. It can be in any of the ISOs, but you want to be in the ISOs. After that, I'm going to make a new layer and call it Box. And I'm going to draw in Rhino under solid corner. I'm going to make a little box here. My little box is going to be a little reference box. You'll see why in a minute. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, select it all, and then I'm going to say dimension make 2D. And what it's going to do is make 2D. I'm going to say show tangent, maintain source layer, leave current view, hit OK, and it's going to take this, and in the top view it's going to make a 2D drawing of this that I'm going to move over. So this is now a 2D drawing. I'm going to go back to that isometric, turn off that, turn on 100, select everything, dimension, make 2D, hit OK. It's going to make another 2D. The reason why I have them on different layers is in the end I have even this 2D stuff on separate layers. So there's umbrella 50 open and 100. So I can move this. I type in the move command while that's still selected. And with snaps on, I lock them on top of the same. That's why the box. So that's why they sit on top of each other. So I can make this umbrella look like it's all opening in one position, right? That's why I make the box. So again, I can line them up. And then I can still turn these on and off, right? They're on their own layers. Because I can lock one and select one and then maybe move one down, like if I want to show like this thing sort of opening and sort of exploding. Okay? So we're making some type of analytical drawing doing this technique. Eventually we're making these as 2D. Okay? So the plan is I want you guys to come in with this done next week. So that way we can print these. We'll talk about that. But you also have to finish your design. So you have a lot of work. A lot of work. Okay? Any questions while we're still recording to get those on? Ariane, raise your hand.
I was going to say, you want to print it?
If you can, that'd be great. If not, have it at least digitally ready to be ready printed. Okay? 11 by 17 is the assignment. Just look at what the assignment is. Up on the blackboard if you're ever confused. 11 by 17. No, just do it all. Just print it right out of here. Just make sure you turn the box off. You know, mine's on default right now, so make sure you turn off all the construction stuff, and you would print this.